did.
Steve will walk you through.
All right.
All right, Ray. Thank you. Greg Barnes, go ahead.
Hey, Ray, first off, what were some things that you focused on this offseason?
For me, I would say when we're playing the run, being better in transitioning the pass rush, I would say that's something we really focused on this offseason.
For you individually, was there anything that you felt like you needed to improve upon after looking at game film from last year?
That would be a big one for me because I feel like when I would play the run, we would initially play the run and we would get like an RPO or something like that, being able to transition into a pass rush more, creating more pressure, things like that.
The other thing I wanted to ask you, Jeremiah Gemmel told us a couple of weeks ago that it seemed to him as though you'd become much more vocal in trying to be a leader, especially for the younger defensive linemen. Has that been an emphasis on your part?
Yeah, I just try and lead by example. And then when it comes to film, like film study, and then taking notes with like Coach Cross, teaching them plays and things like that, I really try and help because I just remember when I came in, those things I struggled with, just man hand down, what technique you need to play, what footwork to use, like half step, full step, stuff like that. Like, I feel like I can kind of guide those guys and just kind of fast track them, I guess you would say, in the process of things like that.
Thanks.
Andrew Jones.
Hey, Ray, Mac told us yesterday there's a slogan. I don't specifically remember what it was, but it's about how there's so many more guys that can play. You can produce more while playing a little bit less. And specifically, that has to do with the defensive line because you guys have so much more quality depth now. Can you speak to the idea of maybe getting fewer snaps but producing more on the field?
Yeah, I think that's a goal we've talked about. And, I mean, it's all about the guys coming up, processing. If we can get guys that can rotate in with all of us and get a group of guys, couple groups that can rotate in different pass rush packages, things like that, that can be huge for us. And then just cutting down snap numbers, me and Tamari, if we can rotate more and guys like that, Miles coming in, KJ Hester, stuff like that, it can take wear off our bodies. And then the offensive line will be worn out when it comes time for the fourth quarter.
Another thing he said that's been a point of emphasis for you guys up front is generating a pass rush specifically with you guys up front. How much progress did you guys make in the spring with that? And how much more do you think you guys need to do in order to get where the rest of the defense can kind of show a little bit more of those bells and whistles that Coach Bateman likes to use?
Yeah, I think we made a lot of process. And I think we've done a really good job at, because a lot of offenses, it's a lot of quick game, a lot of get the ball out quick. So you may not get to the quarterback, but we're doing a good job at affecting the quarterback, pressing the pocket, making them uncomfortable, flushing them out certain ways. I think we're doing a great job of that right now. Tipping balls, things like that. Those are things we're really focusing on.
Cool.
CL?
Appreciate it.
Hey, Ray, kind of piggybacking off that last question from Andrew, what do you feel like your responsibility is specifically in terms of that pass rush? Because, typically you wouldn't be the one to necessarily get the sack or whatever yourself, but by drawing a double team or something else, you help somebody else on your front line get it. So I was just curious how do you approach that in your pass rush?
I would say if whatever I can do, if it's taking a double team or not, if I get the one-on-one, I'm focused on pressing the pocket, trying to get offensive linemen on their heels, get them in front of the quarterback, working moves, things like that. Whatever I can do, whatever the play is, it just depends on that.
And what would you say in the past has kind of kept you guys from getting a lot of pressure with just, the down four line?
I would say it's a mixture of things, maybe depth. We would play the run more initially, and like I touched on before, I think we've worked more on transitioning out of that. I would say those are the big things.
Ross?
Hey, Ray, you already mentioned some players, but guys that we may not know, who do you think is standing out the most? Do you think he's going to make a big jump from maybe spring to now that we should watch out for on the defensive line?
I think there's a couple of guys. I would say KJ Hester and Christian Varner have made huge strides over the past couple of months. They're big, they're physical, they can play inside. And then Javari and Keyshawn are coming along. They're both genetically very blessed. They've got a lot of tools, and we're just trying to help them come along and get ready. And same with Bingley Jones and Clyde. Everybody's coming along. there's not huge gaps anymore. We're trying to have a group, one band, one sound type mentality.
Is the hype real for Miles Murphy? Is he poised for a pretty big season, you think? I mean, is he
Yeah.
gonna get starters type reps?
Yeah, yesterday he had a great practice. Everybody knows he's coming. He's establishing himself as a starting defensive lineman, and I think he won't just be a starter. He'll be a guy that can really make plays for us, make big impact plays for big games, stuff like that.
Anybody else for Ray? All right, Ray, thank you very much. Appreciate it.